Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you all over social media, our Facebook, Instagram, and of course our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. Check out our merch and learn more about us. Connect with us on YouTube, subscribe, comment, and we're getting a lot of interesting comments on some of our interviews, so we keep them coming in. How's everybody doing? Y'all feeling good Monday?
Feeling good, feeling fine.
I'm surviving.
All right. Well, you should have been. You've been turning up for your 50th birthday extravaganza.
And we're not done. We're not done.
Oh my goodness.
Good. Well, tonight's all about Lynia because in our next segment, she's going to be talking all about her indie film, Providence. We're going to talk about that and how you can be part of that. So make sure you lock for that. But our question of the day is, do you like PDA, Lynia?
Absolutely, positively, yes. Chike calls me the bear. I'm a loving bear.
Bear. What about you, Chike?
Under the right circumstances, but not so much.
Yeah. Nayyir, you missed the married man.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Appropriate. Audience, age appropriate. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. It's funny. Most women said yes on our poll earlier today. Most women said absolutely, yeah. And then most of the guys were like, appropriate. You know what I mean? I think that's how most people feel.
Yeah. I used to like hand holding when I was younger. I thought it was a big deal if a girl would hold your hand in the public. I used to like that when I was younger, but whatever's appropriate.
Yeah, and wherever you are too. I think that's part of the appropriateness. What's the setting? You know what I mean? But tweet us at home, let us know. Do you like PDA? All right, so the Billboard Awards recap. So the weekend took home 10 awards, including the artists of top artists. And now Pop Smoke, he won 5, including top new artists. BTS and Bad Bunny each earned 4. Now the show was hosted by Nick Jonas, and the ceremony honored Pink as the icon, and Drake was Artist of the Decade. Now Trey, the Truth, is the change maker. Did you watch? It's crazy because award shows now they're starting to go back into having audiences, but they're vaccinated. So I think last night was 500 vaccinated people, audience members were there. Did you all watch? And what do you think about these award shows starting to bring people back in? I'll start with you, Chike.
I did not watch, and I'm happy that award shows are beginning to pick back up. People are getting vaccinated, and we need to start resuming back to life in some way or fashion, because it couldn't go on the way it was. So I'm happy to see people get back out there.
But did you watch?
I didn't watch. I saw highlights, but I'm also happy that people are feeling comfortable enough, safe enough. We're making a way somehow to get these small these remnants of our life back. So I think it's a cool thing, and I'm happy for some of those winners I heard too. Some of those individuals, or artists that took home these awards that you just mentioned. I'm happy about some of those too.
Especially the weekend, a lot of people in his mind, he got swept from the Grammys, and so this is kind of like his moment.
Yeah.
Lynia, what about you?
No, I did not watch. It's great that they're starting to bring back in crowds. It's a good thing. Congratulations to everyone who won. My life is all about crowdfunding, so I know nothing else.
Right. I know what it is. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't even know it was coming on last night. I was so busy. I went to this birthday dinner last night, and so I didn't know what came on. But it is good to see audiences because they really make the show and the energy. Like even with like a lot of the late night shows, Steve Colbert, he has his audience coming back, I believe next week. I know Wendy Williams, she has audience coming back in June. Stephen Colbert's gonna have a full audience, but they're all vaccinated. Wendy Williams is gonna have, if you watch her show now, she has like people on her team that are spread out the audience. It's gonna be like that with different vaccinated audience members. But I think it's good that, because I think that applause. Like I watch some of the late night shows sometimes or highlights, and like the comedian, the host does a joke, and there's really nowhere to clap. So it's just you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's go ahead, Chike.
I was just going to say that energy is not the same.
That's
Certain performers need the energy from the audience in order to deliver what they have to deliver. They need that.
I was gonna say the same thing. It's interesting when you look at those shows and then you see those monitors of people at their homes. It shows you two things. One, how important that nuance of human energy is, and then it shows you again how much we can accomplish. We've seen that we can accomplish not being in the same space, but at the same time, some venues, some events, some experiences are better served with real live people and bodies in place and space.
Yeah, I was watching CBS this morning, Friday, and they were I've got to interview one of the baseball teams, and he was just talking about, having people back in the stadiums and that energy that the audience brings back, you know what I mean? When you hit home runs and things like that. So it is good that we're going back. As long as we're doing it safely, I'm ready for it, you know what I mean? That's our next topic. It's no secret that there's an unspoken rule, certain women of a certain age are expected to become wives, mothers. But for many, it's not their main focus. In a recent interview with Marie Claire, Tracey Ellis Ross discussed the pressures society places on women. When asked if she wants a big family, she stated, "Well, how could I not?" And she continued, "I used to put myself to sleep dreaming of a wedding," stating that she would still love that to happen, but she made it clear that she had other things to do. She said, "And I would still love all that, but when am I going to do it? Just sit around waiting? Shut up. I've got many things to do." Now, she said something similar last year where she said, "I wish that I had known there were other choices, not just about how I could be living, but how I could feel about the way my life was." She said, "I was raised by society to dream of my wedding, but I wish I would have been dreaming of my life." Now, this comes on the end of, I didn't realize this, that Blackish is ending after its final season, which is going to be an 8th season. They've announced that. And, the creator, Kenya Barris, he was saying just how the show has influenced, and represented the Black community, not just Black families, but Black community, Black culture. And they're very proud of the cast and the crew and everything, for what they'll be able to represent in 8 seasons. Lynia, let me ask you, as our woman on the panel, what do you think about what Tracey's saying? She's saying that she wished that instead of dreaming about the wedding, she was dreaming about her life in general. What are your thoughts?
I mean, there's this thing with society and women. Back in the day, it was a woman's goal to be a missus and not be an individual. She was reared to be somebody's wife.
Right.
Mostly for white women. They were just reared to be somebody's missus. And you lose your identity, and they put this pressure on us. And I hate to say us, because for Black women, it's not necessarily the same. There's a different type of pressure on us, and it's not to get married. It seems like they want us to have these children out of wedlock and not have a stable family with a father and a mother in it. And to that, I say, because I have a book that I'm going to finish reading, and it's called Black Women, Black Love, America's War on African American Marriages. So you claim you want us to have that family dynamic, but that's not what you push for. You push to tear us apart on so many levels. And I know for me personally, the normal route would be considered normal. Meeting him, getting married, having a kid. I had my son at 14. It wasn't planned, right. But now my son will be 29 this year, and I'm still not married. I'm still single, and I'm okay. Like, let me not say single, babe. I'm sorry. I have a significant other, but I'm saying we're not married yet. But it's not like, oh, I need to. Somebody got to marry me. Somebody got to do something, or I'm nobody. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I'm the prize.
Come on. Chike, what are your thoughts on this?
First of all, I just want to tell the audience members, please go to Lynia Love's Instagram page and scroll through some of those pictures, and please tell me if she's married or not. Let me leave it there. Okay, so I think that there is a double standard. I think that women are reared, in general, women are reared to have marriage as one of the number one goals in their life. and then everything else comes after. And everything else before it is too. Like I know personally families that tell their daughters, "Oh, you have to go to a good college so you can meet a good husband." That's what they say to them. It's not about the education; it's about the networking and who you're going to meet. Hopefully, you meet that dude that's gonna, marry you. I don't know. I like that she's in a place where she can empower others. I think she's a great influencer on females, and a lot of women look up to her. So I hope that frame of mind carries out on other people.
I'm sorry to see Blackish leaving, but anyway, Nayyir, as our married resident on the panel, what are your thoughts on what she had to say?
That was Tracey that said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and she was basically just reframing the outlook she wished she could have had
right.
versus marriage, life versus the big day.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good way to look at things. I mean, personally, from my observation, I don't see anything wrong with that being I guess longevity kind of geared, looking at how your life can play out without a husband, without children, just any way that you really want it to play out. I think that's a very good perspective to have. I think it's good. Not everyone's vision includes a husband or a wife,
Right.
and the way we know it, in the Western sense. There are plenty of people who just have life partners and have been doing fine, and they're just as happy as can be,
Right.
But the perspective of not just the wedding, looking at my life, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah.
And then think about it, if you're raised your whole life to, you have to get a husband, you have to have kids, you have to have that. Say a woman that can't have children, you know what I mean? Then you always feel like there's a piece of you that was let yourself down because you couldn't achieve what had been pushed down your throat all your life. And that make you feel less. You know what I mean? So it is good, I think, to look at the bigger scheme of things, but you can have your goals and, of course, your passions or what your desires, but I don't think that doesn't define who you are at the end of the day, because life does its own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My mom is an example of, my mom told me she was that woman that wanted to get married, wanted to raise a family, wanted to have a husband. She's happy. That was her thing, but not everyone has that same ambition,
Exactly.
That frame of mind, that's Chike's favorite person, my Aunt Hattie. My Aunt Hattie says she don't want to get married. She don't want no man. She good where she is, and like she don't want to be bothered at all. Mm-hmm. And I understand that. Like there was a point in my life before the relationship I'm in now, which it'll be 5 years in August. I had a conversation with God, and I said to him, "Listen, I'm tired of these mofos out here. Guess what I'm going to do? I don't want to be bothered. Lord, I don't want to be bothered. I ain't mad. I ain't upset. I ain't bitter, and I ain't jilted. I just know what I want and what I deserve and what I'm not going to put up with." And I shut it down. I ain't responding to nothing. Don't slide in my DMs. Hey, big head, I don't want to hear nothing. I want to hear nothing. You get to a point to where you get tired of. And if you really don't have a good prospect, who want to be sitting out here having babies by somebody ain't going to take care of them? That doesn't make sense. I can live my life and go do what I need to do. And if he come, he come. Cool. If he don't, I'm okay. Yeah. And a lot of people are not okay with being by themselves. That's why a lot of women get into situations they ain't got no business in, because they don't want to be alone and they want to have some sort of ride.
It's true. Facts. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with some more hot topics right back after this.